What's going on, guys? Bergs from the Casual Athlete here, and after round 6, I'm here to take you through my predictions for round 7. Round 7 of the NRL season is here, but let's take you back to last week where I had some pretty good predictions. I'm also on the Storm. I've got the Rabbitohs in this one. I'm going to go with Panthers. I'm going to go Titans, and I'm back in the Knights. So with that being said, let's get into this week's round of games. First up on Thursday night, we have the Dolphins taking on the Rabbitohs, and boy, the Rabbitohs were outstanding last week. The Dolphins had a bit of a second half lapse, but I see the Rabbitohs winning this game. Jai Arrow's back in. He really, makes a good, solid impact when he comes back. I think the Dolphins are a little bit strapped for numbers in the middle and also in the halves. The Cowboys should have put them away last week, but I think the Rabbitohs will put them away this week. Next up, we've got the early 6 o'clock game on Friday night with the Sharks taking on the Roosters, and boy, this is a salivating game. The Roosters, coming off a loss to the Storm, will be a bit disheartened, but I think with the Sharks, they've got a fairly good record against them. The Sharks, on the other hand, they're playing at home at PointsBet. They're going to be tough to beat. It's a real toss of a coin. I don't know which way to go. I'm going to go Sharks this week. Next up, the late Friday game. We have the Manly Sea Eagles taking on the Melbourne Storm. And the Storm were absolutely outstanding last week. I couldn't have been, more blown away by their effort. Manly have been a bit dodgy in recent weeks. The draw to the Knights that we spoke about and then got blown off the park by the Panthers. And there's just no real steel there in their defense. So I've got to go Storm this week, 13+. Super Saturday for round 7 starts at Mount Smart Stadium with the Warriors taking on my North Queensland Cowboys, and dear God, I can't express how disappointed I was in my Cowboys last week. I have no words for that first half. It was completely unacceptable, and now we're playing a team that, beat us up through the middle last time we played them, and I'm not exactly sure what to do. And I've been tipping the Cowboys every week, mind you, and I've been getting one wrong out of pretty much every week. So, both teams coming off a loss, they'll be pretty hungry to win it. I think the Warriors at home actually get this done against my Cowboys. I'm sorry, guys. Next up on Super Saturday, we have the Knights taking on the Panthers, and boy, the Panthers look really strong at the moment. Their attack has finally started to click, and they're coming up against a Knights side that tend to be getting, 30-plus points out of every fixture that they play at the moment. Their attack is red hot, and Lachlan Miller is an outstanding player at the moment. But will it be enough to take down the Penrith Panthers? No. Panthers, 13+. Final game on Super Saturday rounds up with the Gold Coast Titans taking on the Brisbane Broncos. And the Broncos, they copped a hit to the ego last week when the Canberra Raiders came out, and Broncos didn't seem to have too many answers there. Reece Walsh was a bit off his game. Reynolds couldn't really control the middle, and I just think that the Canberra Raiders gave him a bit of a shock that they probably wanted to, and probably, just brought them back down to earth. I think they're going to bounce back this week against the Titans. I know the Titans got a pretty, inspired victory last week, but I don't think the party's going to last very long. I'm going Brisbane, 13+. We move on to Sunday now, where we have the Canberra Raiders taking on the Dragons in the early game. And these two teams, the Raiders have been a bit dodgy in recent weeks. Although they did break the streak of the Brisbane Broncos, as I've just spoke about. The Dragons, boy, they should have got a win last week and completely capitulated at the Titans' last-ditch efforts. And, I think Ben Hunt, a lot of that comes down to him, made an error pretty late in that game, but I think he'll want to bounce back. These games always go very close between the Dragons and the Raiders. I can remember games back when Josh Dugan scored at the end of the game, and then the Dragons did it to them later in the season or a couple of seasons later. It was phenomenal stuff, so I'm hoping we get something similar other than the penalty goal fiasco last year. So, with that being said, I've got to go Raiders at home, 1-12. And the last game is Para, no one cares. And the final game of the round is Parramatta taking on the Canterbury Bulldogs at home. Now, Para, they were a bit uninspired in the second half last week, so I'm a bit worried about Dog's side that has been looking pretty good, aside from last week getting beaten by the South Sydney Rabbitohs. But I think the Dogs bounce back this week. Yes, they don't have Josh Adokar, but I think they'll take a lot out of last week's game. But Para also getting Paulo back. Lane gets another shot back as well. I just think with the form guide and the way Parramatta want to play, I think Para get this done, but I assume it's going to be close, just judging on the way Parramatta plays. So I'll go Para 1-12. That's it for my predictions this week, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments.